To say we are weary and made more depressed by acts of terrorism is understating the obvious. As a matter of fact, ending terror now is better than terror without end, if you see what I mean. President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday rained curses on terrorists who attacked the St. Francis Catholic Church Owo in Ondo State. Now, scores of worshippers were killed in cold blood during a mass. The #1 citizen reflected that only fiends from neither region could have conceived and carried out such dastardly act. Meanwhile, a visibly scandalized Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has directed all flags in the state to be flown at half-mast, even as he declared a 7-day mourning period. He also promised to bring the perpetrators to book. Our hearts go out to the victims of the carnage. We'll share some updates on the incident with you. Watch this.
Some follow for the back, run. Some follow, they start shooting somebody, some people from leg. You get one woman from back, from face, others shooting the leg, shooting. So, and now father now escape, go inside the house. As that in before, after then, the soldiers, before the soldiers come, they don't escape. That is that. Then, no, priest is inside.
Finish the mass already. The priest is already on procession to come out. Then I get outside. I was trying to say, people, please give way. This is coming. Then the man just came in, very tall man like this. He just shot gun straight to the church straight. If they say aim me, he will kill me. And then I ran inside, try to close the gate. And I tell people, please, oh yeah, ewole. There's a man beside me. I say, Oga, esule. What I going to do? Then I lie down. True.
This woman was, however, lucky as she escaped with her 2 children.
It's the most tragic event, horrific. I don't want to talk about what we see or what we hear happens in America. What has happened there is a child's play. What you have in America is a child's play to what has happened there.
Christian Association of Nigeria, our branch, took their protest to the palace of the Olowo of Owo, Oba Gbadegesi Ogunye. They want perpetrators of this deadly act to be arrested, and they also want peace. They were led by chairman of CAN in Ondo State, and they prayed for our town, they prayed for the state.
We have been to the church and the Catholic and to commiserate with the Reverend Father presiding in the church and the community, and to commiserate with the families that lost their beloved ones.
We beg our leaders, is it a crime to be in your own place? Is it a crime to go to the church? Is it a crime to go to the mosque? This is not a matter of Muslim or church. This could happen anywhere. What is the root? What is the cause? Is it on religious basis? Is it on the tribal issues? Whom are we fighting?
The protest is peaceful, and they have passed the message across to the monarch. The chairman of the Governors Forum has also visited, and is also visiting with other governors who are commiserating with the people of Ondo State, the governor of Ondo State. That is the situation of things. I can tell you that the people are not happy with the situation of things. If you go around, most markets are closed. Traders are not trading. This is a sad story for them. It was a Black Sunday yesterday, and they want a solution to this. They don't want a repeat of this. Let me tell you that the Nigerian Union of Journalists Ondo State Chapter Council has also commiserated with the state government and the people of Owo, and they want schools to be protected, churches to be protected. This is what the NUJ want. Others have also been sending their condolence messages, and they want things to be done the way it should be done. Security agencies should be at alert. They should be ready to provide security for the people. They want intelligence gathering to be improved upon.
As we say, pictures don't tell lies, they tell stories, and our war won't be the same for a long, long time to come. But nobody saw this coming.
Yes, but the nature of terrorism is that they will not announce to you that they are coming, but when they strike in a place not too far away from where you are, you must bear in mind that they could come. So what we don't do is we are never prepared for them. Because I said something recently on this program. It's just unfortunate that the security agencies, the government, do not pay attention to some of the things that we say and some of the suggestions that we make. I have seen a change in tactics on the part of the terrorist group, ISWAP, which is affiliated to ISIS in our country. I have seen clear signs that they are moving beyond the northeast. They are carrying out terrorist attacks in places where they were never known to carry out terrorist attacks in the past.
Yeah.
They've gone to Kaba, Kogi State. Kaba is not really far from Ondo State. They've gone to Okene. I'm talking about the very recent terrorist attacks.
Still in Kogi?
Yes, still in Kogi, not far from Kaba too. They've gone to Gaidam, where they killed hotel guests. So we are seeing ISWAP demonstrating or doing those things that Boko Haram used to do in its early days. I posted something on Facebook that, are we back to 2013, 2014? Many people, because we have a lot of our people are educated, but they are downright illiterate. They thought I was comparing 2013 to 2014.
To now, yeah.
Whereas what I was referring to was the strategy of Boko Haram at that time to attack churches and worship centers.
Yeah.
No one would deny that for like 6 years or 7 years, they were not doing that. Suddenly it appears they are back to it. You know, they went to Kaba to kill people in a church. They went to Okene to kill people in a church. Now we've seen this happen again in Owo. That was what I was referring to, that what they used to do, remember the Christmas Day bombing? So now
there's
people,
a progression.
There is now a clear evidence that they are back to their old ways, back to what they used to do back then. Because now they've seen that they can no longer attack the Nigerian military the way they used to do. They will attack the military, steal their weapons. Clearly now, they've returned to their roots, returned to the way they used to do things. No one is trying to say, oh, 2013 and 2014 is worse than now. Of course, as a security analyst myself, I cannot say that I do not know that security situation in Nigeria currently is a lot worse than 2013 and 2014. But people who do not have the capacity for discernment, the capacity to simply read a few lines written in English language and understand, they would think, oh, you are trying to support Buhari, you are trying to say 2013 and 2014 was worse than now. I'm trying to draw attention to what we should do.
You are talking about a people who you already know, so you should be a lot less surprised.
No, but even if I knew them, like that. I'm intrigued that they are getting worse at their lack of discernment. So I'm drawing attention. A lot of them, I've sent a lot of them to the block industry already. I'm trying to draw attention of our people to the fact that these guys are back to their old ways.
Yeah.
If they can't kill military men the way they used to kill them, they will now go after church goers, even mosque goers too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Of course, they killed mosque goers even in Niger.
Yeah.
So just reminding our people that, look, what used to happen in 2013 and 2014, they are back to doing it to us, so that we now know how to protect our churches and mosques better. The truth is, government must realize that there is a new kind of threat that shows that these guys are constantly evolving. That is the message. They are evolving. Sometimes they go back to things that they used to do. We have to be on top of the situation. Before they take a step, we've got to take 2 steps or even take a leap. But that's not what we are doing. Who knows where they are going to next? Who knows?
Who knows? Paul, you know, they say the price of vigilance is, the price of liberty is eternal vigilance.
Yes.
So there's no gainsaying. A group has already claimed responsibility for it. So we are in the doldrums, as they say. And what next?
What next?
Do we do?
We have been saying that we have to find a way of preempting these things. It is not the responsibility of the citizen to have a premonition of something bad that will happen. It's not our responsibility to gaze into a crystal ball and then think that, okay, terrorists would come. Like BKO said, for a long time, they had not been attacking places of worship.
Yeah, yeah.
They just started that recently. That's
as they did at the beginning.
Exactly. Number 2, Ondo State has had its share of insecurity, but not terrorist attack. So Ondo couldn't have known that on a Sunday morning, that looked routine, that looked regular, that certain agents of death and destruction would come. Now, the truth of the matter is, this is already defining this period in our nation's history. And the only thing to do is to stop this. You know, we keep this bloodletting, these acts of terrorism have become so strong, have become, you know, terrorists, they have built their own empire. They have become, terrorism is a behemoth already in our country. So what we need to do is to find a way of stopping this. You know, it is not enough it's like, for me, it's like all we do in this country is...
You think, Paul, going the way of metal detectors is out of the question?
This is beyond metal detectors. This is beyond metal detectors. The truth of the matter, I wanted to say that what we usually do, and it's become part of our character. What we actually do is, when things like this happen, all sorts of statements, you know,
official.
The president is going consensus, we'll do this, we'll do the official reaction, and then I can tell you that very soon we'll forget. God help us if we get these killers. We get them arrested. But it's been like that. We just shout, we make noise, and then another happens, we mourn, lament again, and it still happens.
Governor Akeredolu has said we are going to get the perpetrators. A tall order?
I'm not convinced that we'll get them, especially given the regularity with which we fail when things like this happen. We appear not to have the capacity to deal decisively. How many of such attacks have we been able to get hold of the people who carried it out? A few of them, yes. That is the Christmas Day bombing. We were able to arrest Kabiru Sokoto, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment. The new prison that your former governor built, that was where they sent him. Yes, to enjoy that.
He will enjoy there now.
Yeah, you know, it's a new prison now. modern, and built with taste. You know, your former governor has taste.
No, you are telling me, I don't know.
Well, you can find out.
Okay.
You can find out.
Thank you.
So this prison was built with taste.
Yeah.
So Kabiru Sokoto was one of the earliest occupants of that prison after his arrest. Now, we seen several other terrorist attacks go unpunished. I wish that Governor Akeredolu had all the tools at his disposal to deal decisively with this situation. But you and I know that he's just a governor. He's not in charge of security. He's done his best with, what was it called, Amotekun. But as we have seen, the Amotekun can't be everywhere at the same time. What is even the numerical strength of Amotekun? We don't have enough soldiers, we don't have enough police, we don't have enough civil defense. So we are literally powerless the way things are. There has to be a comprehensive retooling of our security architecture to deal decisively with the threats that we now see. These threats were not there 10, 20 years ago. Even the training, the curriculum of our police training schools, the NDA, we must change
the dynamic.
Change the curriculum at least a little bit to to accommodate how we can respond effectively to this kind of threats. In the US, for example, when they were preparing for Operation Desert Storm, they went to somewhere in California. There's a desert somewhere in California, and they conducted desert simulation for desert warfare. They were really prepared before they went to that place. If we need help, and we certainly need help by way of training of our armed forces, we must be ready to receive help. Look at Ukraine fighting Russia. Ukraine knows that ordinarily it cannot stand Russia. But help is coming from everywhere. Receiving javelin, anti-tank and weapon here and there. And a lot of the Russian tanks have been destroyed. They've been fighting that war since February. A war that Putin thought would last just 1 week. Since February, they've been on it, and he has not been able to deal a decisive blow. Where we need to seek the help of our foreign friends, we should not hesitate to seek it, because we are being overwhelmed. We are buffeted at all corners. There's nowhere that you can say is safe. Southwest, that we looked at the statistics and said, Southwest is the best in the country, the safest geopolitical zone in our country. Now they brought war to our door. So what do we do?
All right, let me take, John is reaching us from Jos. John, good evening to you. Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
All right then.
Yeah, in fact, they should remove the flag. They should remove the flag completely. If for the flag to fly at half-mast means that we still have the country. They should remove the flag.
And
then
put
after
what?
7 days, they can put it. There's no need to have any flag flying at half-mast. Thank you very much.
Well, many thanks, John. So if you remove the flag, you put what now? But Paul, we talk about interagency exchange of what do you call it now? Yeah, interagency exchange of intelligence. Yeah, we need it. We still need it at this time.
We need it, but you know, we've also heard complaints, and of course, those complaints have proved to be true. That even when intelligence is being shared, it's ignored. I think it's time for everyone to up their game. The DSS, the military, the police should all up their game. And the truth, another thing is this, what is, again, is the capacity? What is the capacity of the police? What's the capacity of the military? Do we have the capacity to deal with these issues? Then what is the level of confidence that the local population has in even giving the agencies information? These are the issues we need to look at. There are so many issues that are surrounding this. The truth of the matter, whatever we have to do, let's do it. If we have to get, I quite agree that we need foreign help. Because
at this point in time?
Yes, you cannot continue to do the same thing the same way and expect a different result. That's foolishness.
Yeah.
That's foolishness. Alright, and these people, the terrorists, keep changing their strategy.
Tactics, yeah.
Once they think that, okay, you've got them here, they change their strategy, and then we are always caught napping.
They also have intelligence.
They share it. Of course they do. And they have people in the local population that are in cahoots with them.
Yeah.
We've heard of Boko Haram giving people loans.
All they eat, they drink, and they come to buy those things in town.
Exactly, exactly.
But do we really know them? Jide, sharing information is one vital tool here. But again, treating those information with the strictest of confidence is the problem.
Yes, sometimes too, people give information to the police, and the police will go and tell the criminal that this is the person who gave the information that we should go after you, and that person loses his life as a result. So where the people don't trust their law enforcement agencies, they will not provide such information. They will just keep quiet.
It scares the citizen.
They just keep quiet. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you find that what will be brought to the doors of our people. We've seen even where people raised an alarm, ran to the police to say, look, we hear that social persons are coming. Sometimes even armed robbers will write to communities to say, we are coming to rob you. And nothing will be done. And those guys will come, do what they want to do, and go away.
All right, Jide and Paul, I hear we can turn things over to our man on the spot in Owo, Ayodeji Moradeyo. He is waiting. Good evening, Ayo. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, so what can you tell us now? Okay, Ayodeji, let's go.
Under the aegis of... Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, go on.
Yes, give us the update quickly.
Yes, like I was saying earlier today, some clergymen under the aegis of Christian Association of Nigeria took to the streets of Owo and marched to the palace of Onowo of Owo, where they passed their message across. Apart from commiserating with the people of Owo, they want security agencies to beef up security in all the churches and even schools. And the people are not happy with the situation. Their money, shops are closed, markets are not, they are not trading activities in markets. So it is mourning time for the people of Owo, and we have dignitaries coming into Owo to commiserate with the people of Owo. Let me tell you that the first person who came here today was the national leader of APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He came with some of his supporters, and despite the fact that he has a busy schedule today, he came to Owo to commiserate with the people. He moved straight to the palace of Olowo, where he told him that he assured the Olowo that security agencies will get to the root of the matter. He was accompanied by the state governor. From there, he moved to the Federal Medical Center in Owo, where he commiserated with the big family of the victims and also assured them that government is coming to assist them. So, and shortly after he left, we have the Vice President of the country, Professor Yomi Oshibagi, who also came in he visited the scene of the incident, and he also condemned the incident in strong terms. So it has been a busy day for us in Owo, and the people want the perpetrator of this act to be punished, to be brought to justice, and that is what they want. They want justice for those that were killed in the attack.
About the casualty figure, what are you hearing?
Well, we are hearing conflicting figures. Some said 50 were killed, but the Catholic Church, they've not been able to come out with the actual figure, and that is why people cannot actually say this is the number of casualties. We have medical center or where the chief medical director, Leasu Adiago doctor, told us that yes, they moved some people here dead. 8 people were dead. They brought them dead to the hospital. But that's what we were able to gather. But there was another hospital where victims were also taken to St. Louis Hospital, and we gathered that about 20 victims were also taken to that place. But in terms of the accurate figure, we've not been able to get it. We're waiting for the Catholic Church to release a statement in that regard.
We're looking at the townsfolk in Owo. You know, how are they taking this?
They are not taking it lightly, because many of them are saying that there is a need to build up security everywhere. Let me tell you, this particular incident, happened about 5 meters from the palace of Owo. It's just at the back of the palace. And that's why people are saying that things have to be done urgently, because they don't know who is next. This is just an attack, and you can never say when it will happen again. So they want security to be beefed up around the world, not only in the world, in the state. People are saying if they can come out here and attack people boldly, and they went away scot-free, I can tell you that nobody has been arrested. And so people are not happy with this, that at least those who committed this offense, none of them have been arrested. So they want quick action before any other attack takes place in the town. So they want urgent government attention.
But you know, the people cannot afford to be left like that. How much of Amotekun do you feel around you?
Well, Amotekun, they are doing their best when the Amotekun Corps, they are doing their best to ensure that we have adequate security in those states. But I can tell you that this is beyond Amotekun. If people can come from nowhere and attack a church, people are worshiping in the sanctuary. I think the military, the police, they all have to work together to tackle this. It is not only what Amotekun can do. Yes, Amotekun is trying, but they need to synergize and work together as a team. Though they've been working together as a team, but they need to share intelligence and work in tandem to ensure that we don't have a repeat of this.
Many thanks, Ayo. That's good to know. Good to know that the people are trying to pick out the pieces of their lives. That's a man in Ondo State, Ayodeji Muradeyo. Paul, these are times that will try men's souls and women's souls.
Definitely, yes. I just imagine that I'm thinking about those who have lost their loved ones in that gruesome manner. You know, the trauma they are going through. We're not talking about people who lost their relatives to death, you know, to sickness, rather, I meant to say. You know, these were not natural causes. They just snuffed out their life and all of that. So it's going to be a long time before that community can even recover. Some people will not get out of that thing for life.
Yeah.
And this is why we must.
Owo is supposed a quiet town, Jide, has been jolted. And this thing will last a lifetime, as Paul just said, for many folks there.
Yes, and Owo being part of Ondo North. Ondo North had been under attack for some time, especially also local government, attacks by criminal headsmen and all that. But I just think that overall, Ondo North has to be protected better because there are far more clashes between farmers and herdsmen in that area than any part of the state. So we need to really protect our people better.
Okay, so the consensus is the country is at war. I'm sorry about this. We are at war, and obviously we must do something seriously about it, and the time is now. Plenty of politics. You know, it's undoubtedly decision day for the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, but the coast appears not too clear yet regarding a much touted zoning arrangement. So the twists and turns that characterize the process of determining a flag bearer for the party may continue with hours to go. Now, the APC national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, disclosed the president never mooted a question of zoning with any party stalwart. According to reports, Mr. President only advised aspirants to work on the consensus option in order to whittle down the number of aspirants and bring up a formidable candidate. I guess we must let go of the thing we wish for so as to accept the one we are waiting. Okay, Jide, but you know we have the news that a consensus arrangement, after all, has been arrived at. And Senate President Ahmed Lawan appears to be the consensus candidate.
Yes, is the consensus candidate of the national chairman. But the national chairman does not own the party.
Yeah.
He is entitled to one vote. He can even be impeached if his co-ESCO members deem his conduct unacceptable.
Anti-party?
Yeah, there is provision to punish him if they wish. And I hope that the national chairman of the party would cease to demonstrate partisanship. The other day, let me not even go into that. What is important is that there are 14 northern APC governors, APC governors from the north. 13 say they want
the
power
to go to the south.
Mm-hmm. They took a decision, 11 of them. Today, the president met them. I don't know who asked for the meeting. It could have been the governors. The president met them, and the president denied picking any, anointing any particular candidate. That is the right thing for the president to do. Because it's not just a president is an old man. Where your younger ones are contesting for something, because of all the people contesting, there is no one that is older than the president. No one. Not even Ogbonaya Ono, who is 73, is older than the president. Where your juniors are contesting and you are the leader, you owe it not just to your conscience, but to your humanity.
As a father figure.
As a father figure, as an uncle figure, not just a father figure, to show even-handedness.
Yeah.
The president has no alternative but to show even-handedness in this matter. Because the alternative is to, by himself and by his action, watch the party that provided the vehicle that conveyed him to the presidency crumble. I'm not a doomsday prophet, but I'm a historian, and I know that even looking at contemporary Nigerian history, political history, we've seen where parties deliberately, by their actions, self-destruct. The PDP self-destruct.
Or inaction.
Yes. The PDP self-destruct. The APC has a chance to learn from history. It appears some hawks in the presidency and outside of it, working in cahoot, are determined to bring down the party that gave them preeminence.
Yeah.
The party that made them who they are. I know many who were nobody before this APC was formed. So the good thing is that the president met with the governors today, and the governors insisted, mark my word, insisted that we want this thing to go to the south. This is our decision, and the governors made it clear that they were not going to change their decision.
Okay.
So the way it is now, whatever the national chairman, because the national chairman claimed that he consulted with the president. What he has done is he contradicts the Electoral Act. It is not in his place to choose a consensus candidate. The law is clear.
Jide, quickly, you want to bury?
Yes.
So it's not yet Uhuru. It's not yet Uhuru.
The good thing is the northern governors met the president today. They made it clear that they want the thing to go to the south. The president said he never he does not have an anointed candidate.
Yeah.
So, and that all they wanted was for them to go and meet amongst themselves, choose a formidable person amongst them, prune down the number. That's the president's wish. And that if they cannot do that, then they should go and do a contest, which is what some of us want to see. Let's know who is the strongest of them all. Why do we want to do consensus? Consensus what? What is consensus? Is consensus democracy? It's not democracy. Consensus is handpicking. Now look at what we have seen. And Adamu says, oh, it is Lawan. From the same NWC that he heads, they started telling him, that is your own choice. There must be election.
Paul, so it's not yet Uhuru.
It's not yet Uhuru. You know, Adamu needs to learn a lesson. He should remember that he's not an absolute monarch. Even in some monarchical system, it's they practice what they call constitutional monarchy. There are checks and balances.
Yeah.
The body and the spoken languages of this man in the past days have shown that he's partisan. He's not behaving like an unbiased
no, he's partisan.
Empire. He should remember the allegation against his predecessor. That's Adam Oshomole.
High-handedness.
Exactly. It was accused of high-handedness,
big-headedness.
Exactly. Remember that just a few days ago, a member of NWC was complaining against him taking decisions.
That's Suleiman.
Yes.
And he apologized.
He apologized. And he's still doing the same thing. Why don't you just allow the process to run naturally? What is he afraid of?
But let's expand that logic. You know, it leaves the voter or the elector with this mathematics. So PDP has gone to the northeast. What about somebody going south and so on?
We don't reason that way. Choose, let the popular, the best or the
let the delegates.
Let delegates.
That's what election democracy is all about.
It's just one man. It's not want to think for everybody.
And he has just one vote.
Let the delegates choose who they want. Look, all this logic of because PDP has someone from the north, the APC must have someone. We've seen a southerner defeating a northerner before.
By a huge budget.
Yes, now.
Jonathan defeated Buhari by landslide in 2011.
Okay. All right, folks.
What are we talking about?
I hear we must go. We must go. But let me thank Jide. Jide, you know, the journalist, the chief tool of the journalist is the fact he holds on to. That's all.
The facts
he uses that to mold opinion and so on.
Facts are the tools of our trade. Sometimes when we deliver those facts, it even makes them mad.
We must go. Paul,
we won't stop.
Paul, I want to thank you for your time. That will be it on the program. If you missed this, please join us on Sunday. On Sunday will be 1:30 to 3:30. Again, we are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now. Good evening.